Well, we're officially at the end of November, and typically high temperatures would top out close to 81 in Fort Myers for the month of November, and lows would be sitting close to 62. But here's a look at some of our abnormal days. The warmest high temperature was at 90 degrees. The coolest high temperature was at 72, and the warmest overnight temperature at 77 degrees. Remember, it should be sinking to 62, and the coolest low temperature was just last week with a low of 48 degrees. As for our rainfall, Fort Myers about half of an inch above average. Meanwhile, Punta Gorda, Naples lagging behind by almost an inch of accumulation, and we won't be seeing much in the way of rain over the coming days. As you can see here on Wink Live Doppler 3X, 3 times more accurate radar, it is dry across southwest Florida. Remember, we had that cold front move through yesterday. Behind it, we're getting cool, dry air filtering in, and that's why it has been such a gorgeous day for us with just some cloud cover in view. Now, as we head into our Monday, we will have another front sliding through. That's why those temperatures will continue to drop as we head into the start of the work week. But by the end of it, temperatures will be warming to near seasonal in the upper 70s. As we take a look at our current temperatures, 50s and 60s across southwest Florida, 62 in Port Charlotte, 63 in LaBelle, and we're at 68 degrees right now in Ave Maria. That's a lot cooler compared to 24 hours ago because, again, we had that front sliding through yesterday. So right now, temperature is about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. And that's also the case with our dew points. A 14-degree difference in Northport, 16-degree difference in Englewood, as dew points are currently sitting in the 40s and 50s for most of us this evening. Winds coming in from the north-northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we progress through the rest of this evening, we will still have some cloud cover overhead. Most of that cloud cover should work its way out as we head into our Sunday morning. So we will be starting off with partly cloudy skies. Into the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds. It's going to be another gorgeous day to get outside. You definitely won't have to worry about any rainfall, and it is going to be a little bit warmer out there. Temperatures for tomorrow morning going to be starting off low to mid 50s, 51 in Arcadia, 55 for Lehigh Acres, calling for 58 in Marco Island and 53 degrees in Clewiston. And then into the afternoon, temperatures will be topping out low to mid 70s. Remember, we should be upper 70s and low 80s for this time of the year. 74 for Palmdale, 75 in Babcock Ranch, and expecting a high of 71 degrees in Sanibel for our Sunday afternoon. Again, temperature is going to be backing off as we head into early next week, and then temperatures will be warming towards the end of the week, sitting pretty close to seasonal. We will keep those temperatures near seasonal as we head into the following week. As you can see, highs will be sitting in the upper 70s. But one thing I do want to point out, it is the end of November. That means it is the end of hurricane season. So for 2024, we had 18 named storms. 11 of those were hurricanes, and 5 of those were major hurricanes.
Yeah, Nikki, I was going to ask you, how did this hurricane season compare to the predictions made at the beginning of the year? I know that was something you guys talked about a lot.
Yes, we always want to talk about the comparisons, but also you have to remember it just takes one storm to devastate an area. But here's a look at the numbers that were predicted for the start of the season. NOAA was calling for about 17 to 25 tropical storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes. And you can see what ended up happening was above average, and it was in that range that NOAA was predicting.
Interesting stuff. Thank you, Nikki.
Well, today is the last day of November, and to sum up what we experienced throughout the month, typically the low temperature would sit close to around 61 degrees in Fort Myers with a high temperature of 81 on average. But here's a look at some of our extremes. The warmest high temperature was at 90 degrees. That happened on November 11th. The coldest high temperature was just last week with a high of 72. The warmest overnight temperature at 77 degrees, and the coldest low was at 48 degrees. And again, that was just last week. As for our rainfall, Fort Myers ended with about half of an inch above average, while Punta Gorda, Naples lag behind by nearly an inch of accumulation. But we won't be seeing much in the way of rain, at least over the next 7 days or so. And that's what we're currently seeing here on Wink Live Doppler 3X, 3 times more accurate radar. It is dry across southwest Florida. Temperatures going to be cool again for our Sunday in the low to mid 70s, when typically we should be in the upper 70s for this time of the year. But check this out. Another front's going to be sliding through on Monday, dropping our temperatures off even further. So upper 60s, low 70s through the start of the week. And then temperatures will warm back up closer to seasonal towards the end of it. Right now, 50s and 60s across southwest Florida, 57 in Lake Placid, 58 in LaBelle, and we're at 62 degrees right now in Fort Myers. A decent difference compared to 24 hours ago, because remember, we had a cold front move through yesterday until that cold air really was able to filter in through today. So we're about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than this point yesterday. And same with the dew points. Dry air has filtered in through the day today behind that frontal boundary, and dew points sitting about 5 to 10 degrees lower as they're sitting in the 40s and 50s, low 60s towards Collier County. Very dry, very comfortable out there. Winds coming in from the north-northeast around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And we're currently seeing some clouds in view. Most of that cloud cover should push out as we head into our Sunday morning. We're looking at a mix of sun and clouds through the entirety of the day. It's going to be a really gorgeous day. Not going to have to worry about any rainfall heading into our direction. Temperatures going to be starting off low to mid 50s, high temperatures low to mid 70s. So again, cooler than seasonal, and that cool down will continue as we head into our Monday and Tuesday. We'll keep temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s as we head into the midweek. And then as we head towards the end of the week, you will notice those temperatures again going to be rebounding, going to be sitting pretty close to seasonal as we head towards the end of this week. And that'll also be the case as we head into next week. But remember, it is November 30th, and that means it is the last day of hurricane season. Now, it is the official end of the season, but there's still the possibility of a storm developing after it. It's very rare, but it's looking like we're in the clear.
Well, I know a lot of people glad to hear that. And I wanted to ask you, how does this hurricane season compare to the predictions that you guys made at the beginning of the year of what it would look like?
Yeah, so if we take a look at what we actually saw through the season, we had 18 named storms, which was right in the middle of where NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, was saying for this season. So we were right in that forecast range, but this season was above average. We did have more storms than we typically see on average in the Atlantic Basin.
I know we are not sad at all to wave goodbye to this past season.